Raider Nation, what's going on? You guys are watching the Raiders Report. Here's our Overreaction Tuesday show presented by Panda Supps. Head on over to pandasupps.com and use code XMIS for 40% off and free shipping at pandasupps.com. So what we're going to be doing here today, guys, we're going to be doing we'll say an instant reaction, hardcore, spicy type of show in terms of the Raiders' 16-14 win over the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to give you my top 5 trending stories that I see going on right now on Twitter and at Instagram. And then I'm just going to give you guys my honest, truthful opinion. And as always, I want you interacting with me down in the comments section. Let me know what you're thinking of each topic that I bring out. So when I do my overreaction videos, I try to be a little bit hot takey. And my first of 5 is, number 1 coming up here, is around the quarterback, Derek Carr. And should every single Raiders fan believe in Carr? Because when DC threw that final interception, and let's just face it was 2nd and 4. It was a terrible interception that Carr was making. And, he was going for Zay Jones. And here's kind of a fun fact, not so fun fact. Carr, 4 interceptions this season when targeting Jones. It's by far the most of any receiver that he has on the field. That's the type of throw that you make in a 4th and 10, in a final game type of situation. And I was like, man, here we go again. Raiders are basically winning this game, and then they lose it because of a bad turnover by Carr. He had a bad fumble in this game as well, which led to basically the points that Cleveland was able to put up. Now, in terms of overall what happened, Carr was 25 of 38, 236 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The team was able to win their first game this season when Carr threw for under 300 yards. And one thing that I've always said on the show, DC has done a lot for this team, and at times the Raiders are asking Carr to do a little bit too much, considering the fact of how many drop passes there were tonight, how bad the offensive line plays in terms of the running game and overall. But here's the question. Do you believe in Derek Carr? I want you to go down in the comment section and type Y for yes, or I want you to go ahead and type your N for no. Do you believe in Derek Carr? For me, I do still believe in DC. He led another game-winning drive, 28th game-winning drive of his career. I think he's a good quarterback. However, the offense did not play well today, up against a lot of backups against Cleveland. Even though Carr won, even though the Raiders won, I still don't think that Carr is your long-term option. All right, let's go to the second overreaction today up against the Cleveland Browns. Daniel Carlson, was he the MVP in today's game? Absolutely. And when you go back and you look, the only other MVP that you could give is maybe the Raiders' defense from top to bottom. But this dude, 3 of 3 from field goals, made the extra point. And I have so much confidence in Carlson that it's almost unfair to him. When he misses a field goal, I literally feel like everyone repping the nation is like, wait a minute. Did he really just miss that? He's been that consistent. And thank you, Minnesota Vikings, for giving up on Carlson when he went 0 for 3 and basically his very first game as an NFL pro. He was one of the best kickers coming out of college. Continues to show that he's been worth the 4 years, $18 million extension that he got just a few weeks ago. Daniel Carlson, that's my dude. Here's your long-term kicker, the best kicker the Raiders have had since Sebastian Janikowski. Now, I do want to say, first off, I want to appreciate and just say thanks to everyone that is a subscriber here to the Raiders Report. We hit 100,000 during our live show, and if I'm slurring my words a little bit, it's because we had a party, we had a good time, and the Raiders won. I always say, Raiders win, lose, or tie. It's Raider Nation till I die. This was an ugly win, no doubt about it. It was an ugly week. No doubt about it. And no matter what happens here, you guys are going to be able to stay up to date going on around the Raiders. And I know often we always say, hey, hit that sub button. And I want to take a second to say, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching the show. And if you guys ever need anything, please always remember, we got you covered here. Let's go to the third overreaction here on the Raiders Report. Johnathan Abram. This young man, he's showed up. And these are the type of games where I always tell people, if you want to check out, if you don't want to show up the last 4 weeks of the season as a fan, that's fine. Get the hell out of here. Then you don't deserve to tell me how I feel and what the Raiders should do over the final few weeks and what they should do in the offseason, because what Johnathan Abram showed me tonight is a player who's not going to give up. This is a young man who had 6 tackles. He was flying all over the football field. He was making clutch tackles for loss. He was making big-time running plays. He made a few stops even in the passing game. I want guys like Johnathan Abram performance tonight on my football team, because when you give up, it makes it very difficult for coaches, Mike Mayock, your GM, even a fan base to decide of, okay, who do we want to come back? Because I will still say this, the Raiders are going to rebuild in the offseason, as they should. And what you need to see is what guys show up, even in December, when technically maybe some people might think it's over. The Raiders' playoff chances are absolutely still in the making of with a 7-7 record. And Johnathan showed up. He played his heart out. And those are the type of guys that I want to see playing in the silver and black. So, Abram, as far as I'm concerned, you earn a lot of respect. Though, I don't know if you're going to earn yourself a contract extension. Now, we do have a special deal going on tonight with Panda Subs. 40% off and free shipping at pandasubs.com. Use code XMIS. For Panda Subs, we've been doing 40% off for basically, 6 months, 8 months now. Today is your final day. I'm going to repeat that. Today is the final day that you will be able to get 40% off at Panda Subs using code XMIS. Whether you need BCAs, whether you need a free shaker. Remember, every order over $99, if you use code XMIS, you will get a free shaker. But after today, you will not be able to get 40% off, so I cannot stress this enough. If you want Panda Subs supplements, use code XMIS, pandasubs.com. That link is available for y'all in the comments and in the description. One of our most loyal one of our most loyal sponsors out there, Murbad, who's a diehard Raider fan. Today is going to be the last day you can get 40% off. Now, we're still going to do Panda Subs updates in January, February, March. But if you want to get 40% off today, I'm going to say it one more time, is your last day. Let's go to number 4 here on my list of overreactions after this 16-14 win up against the Browns. Please pass. Stop running the football. I had to listen to all these NFL insiders before the Raiders and Browns game saying the reason why the Raiders aren't winning games is because they're not running the football. You know what? Technically, that's not false, but those are also NFL talking heads that haven't watched the Raiders play this season. Well, the Raiders are by far the most effective, and they are by far the most dynamic offense when Carr gets the offense cooking and they're able to throw the ball. And the running offensive line, it stinks. I'm sorry, the offensive line stinks. Brandon Parker, you're terrible. John Simpson, you can't block either. The only time that this offensive line is above average is when they're pass blocking. So at this point, let's stop trying to just beat a dead horse. Let's stop trying to do the same thing over and over and over again and put the offense in Derek Carr's hands. I know for one thing, if I was Greg Olsen and I was Rich Bisaccia and my job was on the line, I would put the ball in the passing game. I wouldn't do it in the running game because at this point, you've seen for 15 weeks that you're not going to be able to run the ball effectively. So why the hell are you still trying to do it? It doesn't make any sense. Just pass the ball if you want to be able to run through the air. Short, intermediate routes with Derek Carr with your passing game. I've said it 100 times on the show. Stop running the ball. It does not work with this offensive line. Now, guys, if you haven't already, hit me up on Instagram at MitchellRenz365, and I'm always going to be able to answer you guys' questions. I am going to be going for the holiday, so please keep that in mind. If it's December 24th, if it's December 25th, I'm going to be celebrating Christmas with my family, but at the end of the day, I will say this. I will answer your questions. We'll be able to interact over the next few days. My final overreaction here over the Cleveland Browns is, our playoff hopes, they're still alive. If the Raiders would have lost this game, you would have had the number 10 overall pick in the NFL draft. And thinking about that, sure, it sounds nice, but you will never build a winning franchise. You will never build a winning team. And why, if I'm an NFL player, a free agent, a young draft prospect, why would I ever want to play a team that wants to tank to try to get a better draft pick? If that's the type of fan you are, then I'm sorry, you're a loser. That's not the type of people that I want around here. So I like the fact that the Raiders went out and won today. They're 7-7. They kept their playoff hopes alive. So let's look at the latest NFL playoff picture as it stands right now. And sure, the playoff chances of the Raiders, still not very good from top to bottom, but if you're able to beat the Indianapolis Colts, you have the tiebreaker over them. If you're able to beat the Los Angeles Chargers the final week of the season, you have the tiebreaker over them. You have the tiebreaker over Pittsburgh. You have the tiebreaker over the Ravens because you've already beat them this season. You have the tiebreaker over Miami, tiebreaker over Cleveland, and if you're able to beat the Broncos the final week of the season, you have the tiebreaker over to them. At the end of the day, if you're an NFL team, if you're an NFL organization, if you're an NFL fan base, If you can control your destiny, that's a good feeling. And this is a football team that controls their own destiny. So even though today was a bad game, even though since the Raiders bye, they have not won a lot of games. Week 16 up against Denver. You're probably going to be going up against Drew Lock. That's a game you can win. I don't know how, but if you can beat Indianapolis against the team that can run the football, last time I checked, the best running football team in the league was the Cleveland Browns. You're able to shut down Nick Chubb pretty well today. Can you win that game? I know you can beat the Chargers. I've seen it before. If you can win your next 3 games, you are in the playoffs. So here's going to be the last question that I ask you all on today's show of the Raiders Report. Will the Raiders make the playoffs? Type P for playoffs. Yeah, playoffs. Or I want you to type W for that they won't make the playoffs. The Raiders are 7-7. It's been an up and down roller coaster type of show. No doubt about that. Now, on Tuesday, we're going to be going live for the Raiders Report. It's going to be probably like a 90-minute live show. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you go ahead and do so. Make sure you turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss a thing. If there's any Raiders breaking news while I'm away for Christmas, guess what? I'm still going to be making you guys a video. I love you guys to the moon and back. Y'all are my family, and if you haven't hit that sub button yet, please make sure you go ahead and do so. I do want to say one more time, I appreciate everyone that always tunes in. We're at 100,000 subs. It's an amazing, amazing accomplishment, and as long as this channel keeps going, so will I. Raiders, 7-7, overreactions after their win. If you guys want to give me any of your overreactions, I'm going to be looking down in the comments section.